There we go. Had some technical difficulties. My file was live streaming, but the stream key wasn't right for some reason. Do not know why. But welcome to live stream if anybody's going to be joining. Um, as you can tell by the thumbnail, we have a tornado currently on the ground just by Denver, Illinois. Or in other words, it's not too far away from Springfield, Illinois. There's no tornado warning uh, as of right now in any area of Springfield. Here it is right here. Here's your tornado warning. I'll say at this point here has crossed Interstate 55, which runs right here. Other areas that's going to be in the path here will be, at least could be in the path, will be looks like only one town at this point, looks to be Cotton Hill. But if it continues its track, it will head right towards Rochester, Clear Lake, Riverton, some of those places. Good news is this tornado is moving a little bit slow. If we kind of go on here, and as you can see here, it's a damaging tornado. So basically, this is pretty much a tornado emergency at this point. If you have a damaging tornado on there, it's really just a tornado emergency. So, so it includes Interstate 55 between mile markers 78 and 90. So currently, tornado on the ground at this time for those areas in there. It's been a while since I've live streamed, that's for sure. Which I'll go ahead and send this to people on Twitter here. Tweet this out to kind of spread the word here. So if I go, we're gonna try to get this done very quickly here. Hopefully, hopefully I don't have any lagging issues or anything like that. We're gonna quickly pause this. We are gonna do this. We're gonna tweet it. Bam, there we go. So, there we go, we have it. Don't worry, I have chat on my phone here. Your guys won't be able to see it on here, but I'll be able to. So yeah, that's quickly done. If we kind of take a look at the rotation here, let's see. Let's refresh this really quick to see. Yeah, they just made the tornado warning smaller. And rotation's not really that visible. It's a very small area rotation on it. So really, we'll see if this person here has any other details on it, and doesn't really seem like it, but all we know is there's a tornado on the ground as of right now. Again, with the rotation there, it's not really that great with this here, so it might be dying down just a little bit. It might be. We don't really know that yet. You can see here. Now, this radar here does not have velocity on it. That's why we're kind of going back and forth between these sites here. So really your rotation at this time has pretty much passed. It's just east of Interstate 55. Just about right there. So really your rotation at this time is pretty much right in here. So it's going to pass a Pullman Road. It's going to be paralleling with North Pawnee Road. This is actually a town that's in the path here, Bemington Road. This is actually a town that's in the path here, Bemington. If you guys are in Bemington, Cotton Hill, Lake, even Lake Springfield as well, that's and really at this point, Denver, none, you guys are in the clear. You guys got very lucky with it. Here's Interstate 55. This is another town, Kaimek. Your guys are also in the clear. This is another town, Glenarm. Your guys are clear. of it. So, Cotton Hill, this is actually Toronto, not Toronto, Canada, but city of Toronto in Illinois. Your guys are in the clear. Welcome to guys joining live stream Phantom X9001. What about Peoria, Illinois? Let me try to find that. Peoria, as of right now, pretty much the severe weather threat's over with. Your guys are currently getting some thunderstorm activity as at this time. Now, this is not the only tornado warning we have. We have currently another tornado warning, also getting closer to the Indiana state line. It includes Gilman, Onarga, Danforth, for those cities as well. If we see if the tornado warning for Northeast of Fort County is canceled. So, no tornado warning at this time. Seems like they went on ahead and canceled that. There's Bloomington. You guys are about to get big time thunderstorm, significant weather advisory. Winds gusts up to 50 miles per hour is possible with those storms. Seems like I cut out. I don't know why this is always happening. There we go. We're back. Okay. Good. Currently, looks like we do not have any other tornado warnings. It's just this one as of right now. You have this one here, but they said they canceled it, so which is good news here. Now, I'm not 100% sure if there's still a tornado on the ground. I'm guessing it is. Out. Wherever this tornado warning, if we don't see another tornado warning that gets issued, which at this point looks like the tornado at this point looks like it passed New City Road, and this is a damaging tornado at this time. Cotton Hill, I think the tornado will miss just east of Cotton Hill. Lake Springfield, it's going to be a pretty close call. Probably has passed over Bemington, which I'm going to take a look and see on my velocity here, see if there's anything going on there. Yeah, the rotation's not really there anymore, which is good news. Yeah, I don't really see any rotation, but we'll see if we have a drop in the correlation coefficient, which we actually do. Actually, doesn't show Cotton Hill on here, but we do have a drop in the correlation coefficient just east of Chatham. So if we try to find that, Chatham's right here. So really, your tornado at this point is pretty much actually by Cotton Hill. So, and I'm gonna put this on my Twitter here so I can show you guys this correlation coefficient. So it's really actually going outside the tornado box as of right now. It's not really a clear visual. It might be leftover debris. It might be dying down, but who knows? And it just updated things like the numbers keep on going down, which is good news. So get out of here. If I go back here. Here's your correlation coefficient drop right here. You can see Chapman's right here. Pretty much Interstate 55's right here. So there's currently some debris. It's also on the very left, kind of the far west side of the tornado warning. It's actually kind of going outside the tornado warning at this time. So it's not that good. In the correlation coefficient on that here, the numbers is there's some good news with it at least. I don't know what else to put it with that. But the rotation, however, still extremely broad, surprisingly enough. There's like no rotation at all. So this is basically kind of like a ghost tornado on velocity. This is why we have correlation coefficient. If you do not know what that is, it helps us indicate If there's any debris going up into the atmosphere. We don't have correlation coefficient on these radars. So, yeah. So, and this is currently the only tornado warning as of right now. I mean, yes, there is another tornado warning, but they said that they're going to cancel it. And you know what? The correlation coefficient is still there. It's actually moving northbound, actually right heading straight at Springfield, which is not good news. At this point, it's at Cotton Hill, so it's currently hitting Cotton Hill right now. If there's a tornado there. So we still are getting, so there's currently debris still in the air. So the tornado might have died, and there could be still be debris going on in the air. So that's one scenario. Second scenario is the tornado still on the ground but weaker. We actually might be getting something going on right over here. Um, this is probably a rain wrap tornado. You can see there some red colors showing up. If I turn off the this, you can tell here it looks much better with that off. So it's about to head over to Lake Springfield. Uh, yeah. So I'm gonna see if it's actually dying down. Let's see. Yeah, it's still there. We do have a nasty bow echo, however, going on. Okay, this is moving very fast to the north. Now, you can see we just have another radar scan. If there's a tornado on the ground, it would be right over here right now, just southeast of the Interstate 7255 split. So it's right now starting to get into the metro of Springfield. If we turn this back on, you can tell here it's pretty much at this point out of the tornado warning box. It's basically right here right now. Where if I look onto the correlation coefficient, was just early right here. So Springfield is like right up here. So yeah, and we're still getting a little bit of a drop of the correlation coefficient. Uh, Definitely a lot of debris. What it seems like in the air because it's not. Hmm, let me think about this. So there is debris still in the air. However, it doesn't. Man, I don't know what your words to put this in. Any strong tornadoes? We had a strong tornado that was just a touchdown just northeast of Divernon, and that's the one we're currently tracking as of right now. About to head into Springfield, Illinois, at least the metro. Here, I will give you guys an update on the correlation coefficient here. Show you guys what it looks like. And it seems like it's not really as organized or anything like that. But it looks like if I look into uh, velocity, there's not really any rotation or anything. Let me just tell you that. So this is what it looks like right now. So you can see all your debris is pretty much right in here, in this area in here. Pretty widespread that there might not be a tornado. It might be just debris just hanging out in the air as of right now. It's very hard to tell. I'm going to play the velocity on radar scope see. Yeah, it looks like there might be increasing rotation. Trying to show up maybe by Severn View. It seems like the tornado warning has been expired. which is good news on that. So we don't really have seems like we don't have a tornado on the ground anymore, which is good news. Just probably watch out. Probably some debris still left in the air. Maybe like a lot of paper or something. Who knows? But good news is the tornado is gone. It'll get off the screen here in a moment. But let's move on to here. Let's close this. We got a nasty bow echo currently ongoing. This is your bow echo right here. If we look into the severe thunderstorm warning, 70 mile per hour gust is likely going to be with this storm since it's bowing out. And there could be some penny-sized hail with this. If I look onto the velocity on my radar scope here, it's indicating winds. Keep in mind, this is not surface-based. It's a little bit in the atmosphere, a little bit in the air. Um, we're looking at possibly 75 to 80 mile per hour winds. Again, not at the surface here. And this bow echo is going to head right towards Shelbyville. It's also about to get entering Lakewood, Cowden, Clarksburg, Strasburg, Windsor, Stewartson. And that's a pretty nasty bow echo. And pretty much the entire line is severe warned. Anywhere from Shelbyville all the way back down into, really back into Missouri here by Bloomsdale. I do not know. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. But this storm here, this complex storm has this little pulses of wind here, kind of little bowing out segments here. Whenever I look on here, there's a big pulse of wind right in here, and then there's another one right in here. Not as strong as that bow echo up there. Probably more of 65 to 70 mile per hour winds. So if you imagine at the surface, it'll be lower than that. These are also about to get outside of this tornado watch, so we might either get to see a new tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch to get issued very soon. Which I imagine it will also include big cities like Evansville, probably, and even Terre Haute. They should die up before they reach to Indianapolis. At least that's the forecast for right now. At St. Louis, your severe weather threat is not 100% clear yet. I'm going to see if any development happens back in here, which we'll be able to take a look into that on a different site. I don't really see any other YouTubers use this. I'm probably the only one that uses this, and this is your mesoscale analysis here. So this is what's going on right now. You can see here's your radar right there, but we also have ingredients like, so this is your surface-based CAPE here. So really out ahead of these storms, they still got quite a bit of instability to work with. This line right here is your 2000 line. That's probably 2500, 3000. So really, these storms here still have a lot of instability they can use here. A lot of CAPE for sure. This is 100 millibars here, so it's not at the surface, but there's still a good amount of CAPE for these storms here to use. But again, as they reach into southern Indiana, into Kentucky, that's where they pretty much die out and should stay under severe limits here. Seems like there's a severe thunderstorm watch out in southeastern Colorado and northeastern New Mexico, but that's not really the focus right now. And this is currently in beta, so this is how favorable the environment is here for tornado strength. So the one we had by Davenport was like somewhere right in here. It was favorable. It seems like it probably EF2 plus tornado. So if you look into probabilities, it's actually kind of low end in that area. But you can see here, if a tornado does develop, there's a decent chance it could go EF2 plus, especially in this region here. Higher the numbers, the better chance. If one develops, keep in mind this is how favorable the environment would be. In EM4 Plus, I highly doubt we'll see that. So yeah, on that. Here's some other things like the derecho composite. You can see it's about high as a 6 across southern Missouri. It's a pretty good tool to really use here. And this is what the SPC uses for storm to create tornado watches and severe thunderstorm watches. This is what they use here. See how favorable the environment is. Here's the surface space lift index. You can see it's about as low as a -8. So really, these storms here have a pretty good advantage as of right now. So yeah, let's see if you guys said anything else here. You're asking the location. The strong tornado. It was by Davenport. At least I believe that's the name. I keep on forgetting. I didn't think it was Davenport. The original tornado was just south of Springfield. Yeah, Diver, non. It's where basically your track of tornado was like right in here. So if that's the location, if you're wondering, is there thunderstorms in Kentucky tomorrow? Yes, there will be a chance for thunderstorms in Kentucky tomorrow, but they will be scattered in nature. There could also be the chance for strong storms as well for tomorrow. So let's go back on here to the radar here. And that's what's left of the storm right here. And you can see here at Springfield, you guys got a squall line start about to come through into Springfield. And these here are moving east. Bloomington's got a pretty big storm there. So as of right now, we have no tornado warnings at this time. But we'll go through these severe thunderstorm warning boxes, however. So 60-mile-per-hour winds here, at least for the southern end of the Bow Echo. This one here, we've already looked into already. They're expecting 70-mile-per-hour winds out of that. It's about to hit Shelbyville in a little bit. But some large cities that could be in line of is places like Windsor, Gaze, Mattoon as well. It will eventually reach to the Interstate 57 corridor very soon. And these storms here are pretty much following the Interstate 70 corridor as well. See here, a pretty nasty line. Let's take a look into this one. 70-mile-per-hour gust. You can expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Ooh, it's not good. And that's for this part of the storm here. Let's take a look into this one, which is in effect for, it will tell us in here. Locations include Breese, Carly, Nashville, not Nashville, Tennessee, Nashville, Illinois, Centralia. I'm going to be bad at pronouncing these, so I apologize if I mispronounce these. Marissa, Aviston, Oakville, Germantown, Albers, Womack, Becky Meyer, Lively Grove, Irvington, Ashley, New Memphis, Shattuck, Polson, St. Liberty, Barstow, no, that's Bart Elso, and Bellew Cup. That was pretty, those are towns that are pretty hard to pronounce. Oh, man. But those are the towns that are in that severe thunderstorm warning as of right now. Here's another one on the far southern end here. 60-mile-per-hour winds. Locations include Sparta, Redbud, Stillwayville, Percy, Coulterville, Tilden, Evansville, not Evansville, Indiana, Evansville, Illinois, Baldwin, Eden, Preston, Ballard, uh, I'm not gonna try that. I'm not gonna try that. Um, I can't even pronounce that either. Romana, Houston, not Houston, Illinois. Wash, Renault, Amy's, and Kidd. Man, Illinois does have some towns that are pretty hard to pronounce. Again, I do apologize for it if I mispronounce it. Um, Here's another one right here. Got two severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's go to this one. 70-mile-per-hour winds as well. It's probably going to be annoying for you guys to let me read these here. I mean, that's a lot of towns there for sure in these severe thunderstorm warnings. So, and most of these are just like little districts as well, very small towns as well. So, like here, what I have, it's only a few houses, and it's Braxton. So, yeah, places like that, can have names as well. And really, no tornado warnings at this time. Just gotta really pay attention to this line of storms right here, and pretty much St. Louis here, at least just the west side of the Mississippi River. Your guys are out of the tornado watch at this time. And again, I do expect for the SPC to issue a new tornado watch very soon. So if you guys have any more questions, again, if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and put in chat. Feel free to do so. So I'm gonna look on Twitter real quick, see if there's any other news here. Especially for an SPC, they'll probably have another mesoscale discussion about this. So that's what I'm gonna try to get to. Again, a lot of lightning with these storms here. You can tell with all these lightning strikes, there's probably more lightning than what the radar is showing. So keep in mind of that. And it doesn't look like we don't have another mesoscale discussion about SPC. Yeah, they don't have another mesoscale discussion, but let's take a look at since we're having a little bit of a cool down here with the tornado warnings, we do not have any ongoing, which is good news. So it kind of gives me a little bit of time to talk about another severe weather event that can be coming, and I just made this map here. I'm focused on for the possibility for a derecho to come up. It's going to begin in the Dakotas, and eventually going through Minnesota. And really from there, we do not know how long it's going to last here. The short range models like the NAM and the NAM Nest both show it, but it doesn't really go that far out, if you know what I mean there. So we don't really know how long it's going to last, but we do know that there's a pretty good chance that one can develop in in the Dakotas and eventually move it for Minnesota, and the uncertainties increase as we get to Wisconsin and into Michigan. But in the areas in the PEG have the threat for the possibility for a derecho to come up beginning on Friday into Saturday. There. If you guys haven't seen the SPC for today, we have the enhanced risk for severe storms there. I believe they'll update, I think, 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'm at Central Time. At least I believe so. You can see their primary threat is going to be the damage and winds there. So what's leading to the enhanced risk. There's tomorrow. Someone was asking about thunderstorms tomorrow in Kentucky. Here's the SPC outlook for tomorrow. You actually have a slight risk across northeastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, and even western, actually southwestern New York State as well. And here's day 3. Expect this to change. I would not be surprised if we do see an enhanced risk get issued, maybe possibly for a moderate risk. And on day 3, eventually we'll see another slight to enhanced risk on day 4 as well, which is Saturday, which eventually tomorrow it will be day 3. So keep in mind of that. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. We'll use the Euro for this one here. So there's your severe weather across Illinois and Missouri. And again, it starts to develop on Friday. Here it is right here. You can tell and they're going to be moving very fast. I mean, there's 4 o'clock. It's already in 3, it crossed Minnesota in basically in 3 hours. So these storms here will be moving very quickly. Even goes through portions of northern Wisconsin, over Lake Michigan, into Michigan there. And that's where it dies out. And maybe another one would develop behind it. So let's turn on to the lightning intensity here. This is how much lightning the storm can produce. And bam, 6 o'clock. Very high numbers. You can see there. This is going to be a very high number, 68.1. I do not know what those other ones mean, but all I do know is this is basically your lightning intensity here. And there's going to be tons of lightning with this. Usually in those pink colors would indicate possibly for MCS, which is a mesoscale convective system, or a derecho. So, and there's a pretty decent chance this can become a derecho. And here comes another one that might come by there. You can see there how progressive that could be, and that moves south. So definitely an active pattern or a favorable pattern for derechos and even MCSs as well. Warren Moore is asking, how was my day? My day was pretty good. Thanks for asking. Kentucky don't get derechos anymore. Yeah, I know we had an MCS, I think once or twice last year, but both of those were in southwestern Kentucky. And the last time Kentucky had derecho was back in 2012. That went across northern Kentucky. Most of you guys will probably remember that derecho. That was a pretty bad storm. And we're going to see if Kentucky will get a derecho this year. Really, on average, Kentucky usually gets a derecho, really on average, once a year. So, not for the entire state. Really, central Kentucky and western Kentucky, even northern Kentucky, usually gets derechos once a year, but in southeastern Kentucky, it's more every 2 years. So, yeah, and we still do not have any tornado warnings with this line here. If you do not know what this yellowish box here, that's the tornado watch. We're going to watch for development back here because if we look into the SPC and mesoscale analysis, surface space CAPE is about as high as 5,000, possibly going over that amount. So definitely got to watch this area here very closely for any thunderstorm development, which we already have one going on by Aurora. St. James already has a lot of lightning associated with it. So yeah, really this area here is the storms to really keep an eye on at this time. So yeah, here's your mesoscale analysis here. If we take a look at the surface space CAPE, see here, it's a little bit of cyanide going on. Usually cyanide will keep things calmer. And we just have our new tornado watch to be issued, which really across, yeah, here it is right here. Here's your new tornado watch here. Really for eastern Illinois, even for south central Illinois as well with this new tornado watch here. That's they have a moderate chance for tornadoes. EF2 plus tornadoes is going to be pretty low. 65 plus knot winds is low. 2-inch plus hail in diameter is also low, but the primary threat is going to be the possibility for a couple tornadoes, damage winds, and even for some large hail possible. You can see your scatter wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible, 1.5 inches of diameter sized hail, and a couple tornadoes are possible as well. And this is in effect until 11 p.m. Central Time. So, and this here was just issued 6 minutes ago, 6:10 p.m. Central Time. And for me, I'm in Eastern Time Zone. So, yeah. I haven't really made any videos for a while here. And I do plan on to make my first fall 2024 cast very soon. Um, the thing is, there's one model I'm waiting for, and that's the Jamstack. That's a Japanese model. It's a long-range model. It's okay, but that's the model I'm waiting for as of right now. If it updates late July, then we're going to wait for the Cansips model because it updates really on the night of the last day of the month. So that's when it updates. In both of these models here, updates once a month. Meanwhile, CFS updates 2 to 4 times a week. So yeah, still a pretty impressive Boeing Storm right here. Which is this is we try to extend here. You can see how it's progressing right now, which is starting to get out of the box here. So I'd imagine that new severe thunderstorm warning will get issued very soon. So really, Allentown, Gaze, Mattoon, Paradise, um, those are the towns that's going to be will be in the line of fire of this bow echo. And there you go, new severe thunderstorm warning, which it also includes Charleston, Lerna, Humboldt, uh, Arcoa, Hendersboro. What the winds could be: 70 mile per hour wind uh, 70 mile per hour wind gust still. So that's your new severe thunderstorm warning there. Again, a very dangerous storm. Not recommended to go outside. So yeah, and there's your new expansion of the severe of your tornado watch here. Now, if these severe thunderstorms do go out the tornado watch, it might just be a severe thunderstorm watch then. So really, any big cities that could be in the line of fire. Uh, Cape Gardenia, I can't pronounce that. Terre Haute, Evansville is also a city I'm going to watch this. Vincennes, Danville. So yeah. So probably when they reach into the state line of Indiana, even into southwestern Kentucky, these storms here eventually will reach their peak and they'll die out. If you guys are hearing squeaking, I do apologize. Yeah, it's not that great. It's my chair. Got to put some stuff on it to make it stop squeaking at some point, probably tonight, so I don't forget. I do plan on. I might think about getting radar Omega, uh, on this PC here, and we'll use that for severe weather live streams as well. And I feel like that app there is starting to get better than Radar Scope. It's just not that good at all. But I'm thinking about wherever we get it, we'll get the correlation coefficient, the velocity, and we pretty much only have to stay at one radar site and not have to go back and forth on multiple taps like I have going on here. because Radar Scope and Radar Omega do cost money. So, and they are cheap too. They're not that expensive at all. But anyways, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, eventually reach 100 followers, TyStorm101, you can follow me there. And this was about an hour ago. Here was another tornado, Farmersville. And that's the smallest tornado watch I've ever seen. Only for 5 counties in a tornado watch. And that was for that one storm that went severe warning. So, tornado warning, I'm sorry. I don't know if we might get an expansion of a tornado watch uh, into Southern Illinois. The National Forest Service can do that, but I'm pretty sure they have to call the SPC first for permission. Well, I don't really know how it works, but I know the National Forest Service will have done it to a severe thunderstorm watch one time. The severe thunderstorm watch was for Northern Kentucky, and the National Forest Service at Louisville expanded the severe thunderstorm watch into Central Kentucky, which I think was a good decision on that because I actually got hit by a severe thunderstorm during that time. So, and that's also the severe thunderstorm that actually got me onto the Weather Channel. Yes, so that was pretty cool. Seems like they're going to be more and more counties will be taking off the tornado watch here. You can see here. Let's go over cities that are in the clear. So, Jacksonville, you guys in clear. Rushville, Virginia, Havana, Canton, Peoria is actually in the clear for the severe weather threat. It's over for you guys. Whitehall, Carleton, uh, Jerseyville, uh, Carlinville. I'll put you guys in the clear. Those storms there will probably stay weak. Same thing for Lynchfield, Hillsboro, um, Staunton, and even East St. Louis. Edwardsville, Collinsville, Bellyville, Fettus, Waterloo. In those areas in there are not in the clear yet. So eventually the National Weather Service offices will slowly take away the tornado watch uh, for a few of these counties. So eventually Peoria, you guys will be on tornado watch probably in about 15 minutes probably. Maybe a little longer. So yeah. And we do not expect the severe threat to go past midnight. So, yeah, won't be too much of a overnight threat at all. So, that's some good news there. Kentucky's overdue for a bad winter. I don't really want to talk about a winter because we are just too far out, and I know people have already made winter forecasts, which is ridiculous. Anything could change from now till then. We need to try to focus on the fall first because that's the next season. And I know I'm not the only person trying to stay away from the winter. I'll start talking about the winter more than likely in as early as August. But right now, talking about a winter is too early. But you're right. Kentucky's overdue for a bad winter. So just stay tuned in September for my first winter forecast. So, and that's when I plan on it to start to do one. I'm gonna look onto radar scope here again, see if there's anything interesting with these storms here. Maybe like any rotation signatures with these. Let's see. Okay, we do have a Boeing, an area where it's really starting to bow out. We're going to watch it very closely though. It's actually starting to get better than this bow echo right here. Let's take in a bigger picture here. It's this right here. My velocity is indicating winds as strong as 75 miles per hour. Now, with this little notch right here, even that too is actually a little interesting. Those areas we're going to keep an eye on for rotation. And usually, those here we can quickly um, produce a tornado. We have little notches like that, but wherever looking to velocity doesn't really show really much of any rotation at all. But that's something you need to really watch for. Yeah, this little notch here is something to really watch for. Let's see if there's any other areas of interest. Yeah, there's actually another area of interest. It's actually the far southern end here. It's this right here, Chester. We're actually starting to see some rotation here. Um, it's actually a little hook going on here. It's right over Ellis Grove, and there is some rotation with it. So we're going to have to watch it closely there. We're going to see if there's any debris or anything that's getting aloft it. And it doesn't look like we have a signature for that. So some good news there. Hmm. Something we have to watch very closely. So if the rotation does get stronger, we'll probably see a tornado warning on that very soon. You can see here your hook echoes right here over Ellis Grove. And that's, I believe it's moving eastward, but it might be moving southeast towards Chester, but we're going to watch it very closely. So two areas of interest right now for a possibility for anything, especially on the northern ends of these bow echoes. Like, here's a bow echo right here. Typically in these areas here, you can have some spin ups in those areas in there. Here's another one here, for example. You can see it's bowing out a little bit here. You got another area to watch for. You got this little notch here. That could be also an area a tornado could develop. And those are areas you need to watch for squall lines like these, you know. If I look on velocity, especially for these areas in here, rotation is not that great, very slight, if any. But this here to be is my area of interest right now. Excuse me. I may have to give me a drink here because my mouth is getting dry. It's going to get a little harder to talk. Possibly going to be some flash flooding over Bloomington, which that's actually a severe thunderstorm warning for Bloomington, which I pretty much missed it at this point. 60-mile-per-hour winds are possible. Includes places like Bloomington, Normal. Wow, what a town name. Uh, Lexington, Hudson, Towanda, Pleasant Hill, and Lake Bloomington. So if you're in any of those areas, you got a severe thunderstorm heading right towards you. And this is look at to be moving northeast here. So right now it's over Towanda. It's about to approach Lexington. It's over Hudson as well. We actually do not have a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm here. At least this area anymore. Well, there's still a severe thunderstorm warning on it. Probably expect another one for Ev- Effingham. Effingham. There we go. That's how you say it. Yeah, this area, the storm right here is starting to fall apart. So really, the squall one here is really starting to fall apart a little bit. This is actually might need. This is starting to get my attention here. We may have maybe a gust front. Uh, what's that other word called? Starts with a D here. Oh, alpha boundary. There we go. It starts with an O. We got an alpha boundary possibly right here, and that can create some more storms out ahead of it. So that'd be also there's something else to watch. Still got the severe thunderstorm warning for Salmon, Illinois here. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible with it. I don't know why these here are in different colors here. It'll make people think that this is a tornado warning and this is a severe thunderstorm warning, but no, these are both severe thunderstorm warnings. So I don't know why these here have different colors. It's kind of strange. Should be about time to get an updated scan on this. I'm going to look onto here, see if we got anything on that storm that I have interest of. Yeah, yeah, that hook echo is still having rotation with it. See if there's anything on the correlation coefficient on it. Nothing. Doesn't look like we have anything. So we're going to watch that area very closely. Doesn't really show a hook echo on here anymore, but the rotation is still there. Your rotation as right now is just southeast of Ellis Grove. So it's going to be following along Highway 3 by the looks of it. I don't think I have not much anything else to really talk about. We do not have any tornado warnings. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning, however. So this is for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This includes places like Effingham, Fora, Altamont, Topolis, Louisville, Watson, uh, Darity Rich, Beecher City, Edgewood, Exna, uh, Bible Grove, Shumway, Montrose, Lola, Moskin, Segal, Mason, Oskaloosa, Hartville, and Lake Sarah. And again, that's for 70-mile-per-hour winds with that. And it's this box right here. So again, for 70-mile-per-hour winds with that. So that's your latest severe thunderstorm warning as of right now. If you guys got any questions, you can go and put it in the chat as well. Uh, Warren Moore says the news in Eastern Kentucky does not show thunderstorms tomorrow. Uh, it's just a small chance as of right now. I'm in Bloomington. Are we in danger? As of right now, I know you guys, severe thunderstorm just passed over you guys, so you guys are in clear of that severe, not clear of the severe weather threat just yet, so you guys might get another severe thunderstorm later on, so right now you're not in danger as of right now, but the severe weather threat is still around for you guys. Is there a tornado on the actual? We had a tornado earlier. I believe it was about 30 minutes ago. that was just south of Springfield, Illinois. We had another one as well. I forgot where that was. Let me look on here. See, that's tornado we were tracking earlier. See, it was a large environment. That tornado's gone. We had another tornado by Farmersville, which I just missed this one. So yeah, and keep in mind we do not have any tornado warnings, no tornadoes on the ground as of right now. So, um, and thank you, Joshua and Andrew for giving me some questions. If you guys got any more questions, you can go in and put in the chat as well if you do have any more. And again, we do not have any tornado warnings, but my area of interest of right now will be just north of Chester. That'll be my area of interest. The rotation might try to weaken a little bit, which I'll show you guys that if there's any right now. Yeah, it seems like the rotation started to become pretty broad, so that means it's pretty much kind of falling apart somewhat. Yeah, it's starting to fall apart. Couple areas of interest here. If we kind of go up here, just north of Salmon here, you got a little bit rotation maybe trying to show up here, right in here. There's another area of interest which is north of Altamont, which is right here. So those will be other areas to keep an eye on as well for any possibility for any rotation. But you had those on velocity is showing some notching, so those will be areas to watch for as well. Andrew Beaver said, "Never say never about Kentucky and derechos. It's always possible." Yeah, yeah. Kentucky still has the possibility for derechos, at least for one derecho. It's still possible. If you look into models like I showed one model earlier on the European model, it was showing uh, possibility for multiple derechos in these regions in here. One way to look at it is on here, when did they have the thunderstorm category right here? And when you have very high numbers like these pink areas, that may indicate for a possibility for MCS, which is a mesocovective system, and or a derecho. And the one we're watching is up in the Dakotas, is right here, which I mentioned it earlier in my video, live stream, which I'll show you guys again here. Made this earlier. Forecast is going to still stay the same for right now, but would not be surprised if SPC issues a enhanced risk or even maybe a moderate risk across the Dakotas for damaging winds. So, yeah. If we go back here, if we go ahead and go to a different model, which is the NAM right here, you can tell here how your storm complex is going. And as you can see here, it's kind of simulating those damaging winds, 60 mph winds. I think these here could be a little stronger than that. It's really beginning on Friday into Saturday. So, yeah, 60 mph gusts. You can see here there's a peak of 70 mph winds, and even into those purple colors in the light blue region, which that indicates possibly 75 plus mph winds, which is at significant territory in SPC terms. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Wouldn't be surprised for enhanced or maybe even a moderate risk across the Dakotas and maybe even portions of Minnesota. We could see another enhanced risk day moving on to Saturday in Wisconsin and even Michigan as well, as something else might pop up. So I'll show you guys that. Now, probably going to change here, but you can see here, there you go. You can see how I moved south there, so yeah. So far I believe we only have 3 tornadoes today. We can take a look into the storm prediction center. Got looking onto a different graphic here. If we turn on storm reports, as you can see there, we actually have 4 tornado reports. As you can see there in central Illinois, that's where most activity's been today. And there's your watches right there. You actually have a severe thunderstorm watches back into southeastern Colorado and northeastern New Mexico. And here's your consecutive outlook here. Got the enhanced risk across southern Missouri into southwestern Illinois. And I believe the next update is going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So, yes. You're in your basement. Well, that's a good thing. Pretty sure you guys are probably having a severe thunderstorm as of right now. If you can give me, you don't have to give me your exact location, but you could give me what city you live in. I'll be able to track it for you. Goose inmates. If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can go and put what city you live in, and I can track it for you. You can see here's velocity on here. So we're going to stop it there. We'll turn off the warnings here. You actually see here's some strong winds with it. Velocity in knots, that's about 30, 40, maybe even 50 knots. Which into miles per hour, that's about 60 mile per hour winds. But if you go onto radar scope, it's a little bit stronger. It's a different story with that. Yeah. Got a pretty good Boeing segment and ongoing. Just about to get into Effingham. The original Boeing segment that we had earlier, it's pretty much dying down. As of right now, the Boeing segment that went past Shelbyville, Illinois, it's pretty much dying out. At this time, it's losing steam, as expected. Ooh, we actually might start to see something. Hold on a minute. Start to shift some gear. Normal Illinois. Tornado warning in Illinois. That might be, let's see. Hasn't come up on radar scope yet. Oh, it's for Bloomington. Uh-oh. So got a tornado warning in Bloomington, Illinois. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Um, Weather Spires report a funnel cloud. So looks like we have a tornado on the ground in Bloomington, which is not good. If I try to get velocity on here, yeah, there is some rotation. It's pretty much past Bloomington at this point. It's over. It just passed normal uh, Illinois. It's heading right towards uh, Towanda, which your rotation at this point is actually right over Interstate 55. So it's going to be following on Interstate 55 towards Towanda. So if you have anybody traveling on Interstate 55 between Bloomington and Lexington, tell them get off the highway because that's if there's a tornado on the ground, which it says there's a funnel cloud, but since we have a tornado, it's going to be following along Interstate 55. We'll see if we got any drops in the correlation coefficient, and we don't. We do not have any debris getting aloft, but I'll show you guys the velocity here. And I'll put it onto Twitter here. So good news is the correlation coefficient doesn't show us any debris getting alofted. So at this point, there's a funnel cloud. All right, so should be up here now. Here you go. So that's where your road. If there's a tornado on the ground, that's where it'd be right there. Here's Bloomington, which you guys are now out of the tornado warning. Um, it just passed Towanda is right here. Interstate 55 is like right in here. So that's where it's going as right now. I'm going to see if there's any pictures of the funnel cloud in Bloomington. There might be one. We're going to see. Oh yeah, we do have a picture of a funnel cloud. Yes, we do. Credit to Weather Geek, which is a storm chaser. Let's see if we can refresh it. Here you go. Your funnel cloud is what is CGs? Dang. This is your that's 12 minutes ago. It's hard to tell. Seems like there's a your funnel cloud looks like to be right there. That might be it too. Very hard to tell. Might be something here, here, and there. That's very interesting. But it seems like your wall cloud looking to be back way back in there by the looks of it. But that might be the one he's talking about right there. And I do not know what CG stand for. It might be these guys right here. That might be what he's talking about, but definitely a funnel cloud for sure. Could be three of them. It's very hard to tell. Highly doubt this is a funnel cloud, but it's either this one or that one. It's probably this one right here. I'll imagine. Not clear, but yeah. So we may get a fourth, uh, third or fourth tornado of the day. Man, this is very hard to see here of each other. So Bloomington, at least the uh, anybody in Bloomington, exception for the northeast side of Bloomington, your guys are in the clear. However, on the northeast side, in Towin, your guys are in the tornado warning. So you guys need to take over now at this time. So check to see if there's any other tornado warnings yet. Doesn't look like it. So this is the only one. We'll see when when it expires. It tells 7:15 Central Time. So it will expire in 30 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes. It's when it will expire. So we still got a long ways to go. on that storm. If we want to look into velocity on here, so here's your tornado warning box right there. Yeah, you're in a you got I can't even see the rotation on because the city name's in the way. Cities. Turn that off. So Bloomington's right here. Yeah, your rotation is like right there where my mouse is, right there. Here's your Interstate 55 is right here. Interstate 74, which Interstate 74 is in the clear, but not 55. So, yeah. Let's take a look on here. And bad thing about this is a rain wrapped. I mean, there's heavy rain going on in the circulation, which is not good at all. See if there's any changes. It seems like the rotation is not really there anymore. Actually, it might be something else coming up behind it, actually. Might be. Let me look. Uh, no. Doesn't seem like it, but this tornado is rain wrap. It's starting to get involved with the actual squall line, which is right here. Let's see if we got any drops in the correlation coefficient. We do not. So, good news is maybe this is just a funnel cloud and a tornado did not touch. A tornado did not happen, but we did have a funnel cloud. So we're gonna see. They may just let this tornado warning expire, and this is a very dangerous storm, especially when Storm Chaser is very dangerous to chase because this is rain wrapped. So till 7:15 Central Time. This is very hard to see. If you guys got any questions, you can go put it in the chat. Is there a tornado on the ground? As of right now, we did have a funnel cloud. So you are, Katrina, you are in Alexis. Let me see if where Alexis is. I do not know where Alexis is. You probably have to give me a certain part of the state here. But I don't see Alexis on here in the tornado warning, however. Yeah, it doesn't say on there. But yeah, something to watch for. So pretty much the entire city of Bloomington is in the clear. Rotation's not really that strong. I do not really see any rotation with that storm, which is good news. So they may just let it expire, or they could cancel it. So I think they're just gonna let it expire, to be honest, because if there's gonna be any rotation, it's gonna be a rain trap, and it's very hard to tell. Again, we do not have um, no debris getting aloft it. Pretty much at this point here, I do not see any rotation with it. Although there actually might be something going on just by Hudson. Maybe. I don't know. Hard to tell. I'm going to check that storm that's by Chester, though. Let's see if there's any rotation or anything. No, pretty much that's gone. So really the only storm to focus as of right now is in Bloomington. At least northeast of Bloomington. So Yeah, if there's gonna be a tornado, it's gonna be rain wrapped. So yeah, I live in Indiana, so I'm scared. La Paz, Indiana. Really, in Indiana, you guys should really have to worry about any severe weather unless if you're in along the state line. I mean, if you live along the state line, you should be fine. Which it may not show up on here, but I mean, if you live by Bloomington, Indiana, or Indiana, you don't really have a threat for severe weather tonight, or even by Frankfort. Really, which interstate is that? I believe that's 60. No, 65 runs that way. Um, this is Highway 31. So really, Highway 31 in west has the chance for severe weather tonight. At least that's up in northern Illinois. Southern Illinois, it's more like east of Highway 231, pretty much, is really your corridor for the chance of severe weather tonight. And if we look onto the mesoscale analysis here, this is your surface-based cape. At least I think so. Yeah. Really across northern Illinois, really anywhere north of Indianapolis, like that corridor I said, highway. Which highway did I say? Really, northern Illinois is in the clear at this time because the atmosphere is not that good for severe weather. So north of Indianapolis, you guys are fine. But just southwest of Indianapolis, like here, let me highlight the area. Oh, I do not have that thing in this version. I used to have a pin up here, but I do not have it anymore, is what it seems. Well, darn. But really, in this general area right in here, so my mouse is right here. This general area right in here, so that's southwestern Indiana, southeastern Illinois. Really, this general area in here, it even includes Evansville, need to watch for the severe weather threat tonight. And here's the SPC outlook. This is tonight. And as you can see here, Evansville, you can see this margin of risk doesn't really get that far into Indiana. So yeah, we may get to see this margin of risk get expanded a little bit more into Kentucky, but that's not really too big of a deal. So yeah. Oh yeah, I do appreciate people are joining live stream. This is definitely the highest amount of people I've ever seen in one live stream, so I really do appreciate you guys joining a live stream. I do not normally get this many people to join in live stream. Andrew Beaver said it's more likely Illinois and Michigan to get tornadoes than states like Indiana, where I am currently living, or Kentucky, where I was actually born. Both states have seen their fair share. Yeah, it's kind of true. Yeah, those areas there have your fair share. So yeah, let's go back to that tornado warning storm, which they cut it again. So it now only includes Towanda, Lexington, and Hudson. So let's see if there's any rotation, anything with it. If I can get something. Looks like it's not going to work for me. Uh, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to work for me. I may have to join back onto Radarscope here. Give me guys a second. unless the radar at Lincoln is down or something. Yeah, radar scope is not working, so that's not good. That means I do not have any info on it. However, there is a flash flood warning for Peoria and portions of Bloomington, so there's a flash flood warning in effect. And that's the only tornado warning, so I do expect that to expire. That severe thunderstorm warning is going to expire in 13 minutes. Tornado warning will expire in 12 minutes. Uh, Watch as the National Weather Service takes away this tornado watch for really this general area in here. Your guys are in the clear. So this is the only other severe thunderstorm warning in effect for right now, which is going to expire in 7:15. So it's got like 15 to 20 minutes until it expires. So if I be able to take a look into that storm. So I'm actually be able to take a look into the Evansville radar now. Still getting some strong winds. At least the Norvin end right here. The winds are not as strong as what Louisville's about to get. Radar's indicating winds at about 50 to 55 miles per hour. So really at this point here, this part of the storm is starting to go under severe weather limits. So that's a good sign that this storm here is probably starting to die down. If I look into the Mexico analysis here, yeah, the instability is not that great. So this line here, yeah, about 1,000 to 2,000 cape, so it's not that great. So I imagine to the mid levels, it's not that high either. So as it reaches to the state line, that's an area where it has some sign in, and a lot less instability, the severe weather threat will be over when it reaches to the state line. So, and by the way, the severe thunderstorm warning and the tornado warning, eventually they will expire. I do not see the environment up there to be favorable for that type of stuff anymore because the environment's not that good. You can see with all this light rain and stuff around, it's right now basically killing the atmosphere. So, and I do not believe we don't have any rotation or tornado problems with that tornado warning, so it's good news there. And I'm pretty sure that severe thunderstorm is starting to go, oh, wait a minute. Actually, might be wrong about the tornado. We now have a area of strong rotation already. It's actually a extremely tight couplet. We do not have, here, let me show you guys this. Put this onto Twitter. So we got an extremely tight couplet right now for this storm. Yeah, we all of a sudden have a very tight couplet, which is just northeast of Towanda, which your guys are actually in the clear. You're out of the tornado warning, but Lexington is the next city in line with this, so we may get another tornado warning soon out of this here. So, and by the way, the storm itself is pretty much below severe limits. I don't really see any strong winds associated with it. And we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. But let's get to the tornado warning first. Let me refresh this. Yeah, you can see our way now. All of a sudden, I have a very tight couplet going on right here. Here's Towanda. Here's Lexington. Let's see if it goes away on the next scamp, but definitely something to really watch for. And it's also very dangerous because it's rain wrapped at this time. See if you guys see anything. Yeah, this is not good. It's not. Yeah, this is definitely something to watch. Hopefully, the next radar scan that I get on here goes away. Let's very quickly talk about the new severe thunderstorm warning, which is actually over a very large area. It's the storm that I was just talking about earlier that said it was going below severe wind, but seems like I am wrong. Here it is right here. It is for a lot of areas. Goes in effect until 8 o'clock Central Time, 60-mile-per-hour winds. This severe thunderstorm is in effect for Lawrence County, Crawford County, in East Central Illinois, Jasper County. Okay, these are all counties in Illinois. So Lawrence County, Crawford County, Jasper, Clark, Richland, Cumberland, Clay, and Eastern Effingham counties are in the severe thunderstorm warning. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail are possible with this storm. So as you can see here, it goes into the state line here. So other places are in line with this, and this is on the Indiana side. So Terre Haute, Sullivan, Inverness, Washington, Linton, Bloomfield, Alden, places like that. Now, Bloomington, Indiana, um, I think you guys might be able to get lucky with this one here and probably will go under severe limits. Again, if I look into the Mexico analysis, which I actually do not know what happened there. Did I hit something wrong here? Hold on, let me refresh it. What did I hit? No. Here, let me go back there and see. I don't know what I've done wrong. Okay, I don't know why. It's automatically taking me here. I do not know why it's doing that. This is what I do not like at all. This is gonna be very hard to see, but you see here your state line runs right here, really on the other side. The state line, the environment's not favorable for severe weather, so probably when those storms reach to the state line, they should be below severe limits at that time. So, and again with the velocity scan with that severe thunderstorms, uh, velocity doesn't really show strong winds with it, which is good news there. There. So let's take a look into the tornado warning that's just northeast of Bloomington. All right, it's pretty much gone now, which is good. So they're probably gonna let this expire. Let's see if there's any correlation coefficient with this here. It doesn't look like it. So with that storm there, looks like nothing really happened. So that's good news there. Really good news there. We're probably going to stay live until the tornado warning expires because really, severe weather threat it's almost over. It's almost is. Really, the only area to watch for severe weather will be southern Illinois. Even really generally in these areas here in Illinois where the environment is favorable for severe weather. But really, these areas up in here, it's not favorable. So Yeah, whenever the severe thunderstorm warning in this tornado warning goes away, pretty much the environment, pretty much the severe weather threat is pretty much over with for the most part because this light rain here is basically killing the atmosphere for us. It's really bringing down the severe weather threat, which is good news there. If you guys got any more questions, you could go ahead and put in a chat if you want to. See, there's your new severe thunderstorm warning right there again. See, it's a very large one. Oh man. And there's your latest tornado watch there. Goes in effect until 11 Central Time. I believe the SPC should be updating this. Actually, updates at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. It'll be 8 o'clock Central Time. So, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, we're just waiting for this tornado warning here to expire and we'll end the live stream. Thank you for Jeff Goldberg for subscribing to my channel. Do appreciate it. Just looking on Twitter, see if we have anything. Looks like we're not having any new info on that. Yeah, tornado warning has been expired. I'm going to check some of the other storms, see if there's any rotation before I end the stream. Really kind of mainly focus on these storms down here. We'll probably see a tornado watch or severe thunderstorm watch get expanded across southern Illinois very soon. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of the storms are rotating, so which is good news. So I think I'm going to end it here, guys. Well, if you guys get, yeah, I think I'm going to end it here, guys. So hopefully, you guys did enjoy this live stream. Definitely the best live stream I ever had in my YouTube career. Uh, Had a lot of stuff going on, especially chat being active. I do appreciate people enjoying the stream. If you guys did like this stream, hit that like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification to never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, watching as a video, you can put a comment section down below. I'll answer your guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next one.